Alright, so today we're looking at phytochemistry. Now, what is phytochemistry? Phytochemistry simply means the study of chemicals known as phytochemicals derived from plants. Now, these phytochemicals play certain roles in the life of this plant, or in plants rather to say. Now, they have different characteristics such as the color, flavor, and smell. Now, they also play a role in growth, defense, and reproduction. Now, talking about categories or classes or classification of phytochemicals, we have different categories. Now, these phytochemicals, they are categorized or classified based on their chemical structure and biological activities. Thank you. Classification of phytochemicals. Like I said earlier on the phase 1, I said that phytochemicals can be classified based on their chemical structure and as well their biological activities. Now we have the likes of the flavonoid, we have alkaloid, we have terpenoids, we have saponins, we have tannins, we have phlobartanine, we have anthraquinone, and the likes. Now we also look at how do you prepare this plant for phytochemical analysis and extraction. Now the first thing to do is to go out to the field, look for a known plant, or rather you harvest the known plant. After harvesting the known plant, you can use a leaf snap app to identify if it's that plant that you actually wanted that you are getting. Then the next thing to do is to do what? You collect the part of interest. Or make part of interest, it can be the leaf, it can be the roots, it can be the stem, depending on what you want. It can even be the whole plant. So you collect the part of interest. Now the next thing to do is to rinse under a running tap to remove other sources of contaminants or debris. Then after which you can slice or pieces. After slicing, you dry it using room temperature, not sun. Then after which you macerate or grind into powder. Then you can store for future use. Then if it's for extraction, you can use methanol to extract it by soaking it in either 70% methanol for 72 hours, which is equivalent to 3 days. After when you come and you filter it, you keep the filtrate, which is what is needed as the active ingredient of the plant, then you discard the residue. In this section, we're looking at different kinds of solvents used for extraction. Now we have the likes of benzene, toluene, xylene, ethanol, methanol. We have what's it called, formalin, chloroform, just to mention a few. Then also, we have classified the phytochemicals into alkaloid, flavonoid, terpenoids. Now we're looking at alkaloid. What are alkaloids? Alkaloid are nitrogenous containing compounds that are derived from amino acid, and it has been proven according to several research that alkaloids have different pharmacological activities such as anti-malaria activity, analgesic activity, and anti-cancer activity. Now for further research, all we need to do is to extract, look for plants that have alkaloid. Now example of alkaloid, we have the morphine, we have the quinine, we have the caffeine. Now you can see all this in some plants. Example of a plant that has alkaloid is the Phalanthus amarus plant. Now in our next section, we'll also be looking at another compound known as terpenoid. Now we'll be looking at terpenoid, another phytochemical, also an isoprenoid. Now this terpenoid is derived from 5-carbon isoprene units. Now if you look at it, they are the largest class of what? Phytochemicals. Now example of this terpenoid include essential oil, carotenoids, saponin. Now the terpenoid have various pharmacological activities such as antispasmodic, antiparasitic, hepatoprotective, neuroprotective, antiplasmodial, antiviral pharmacological activity, just to mention few. Now extraction of this plant can help in aiding various diseases such as neurological disease, liver diseases, and the likes. Now if you want to go further, we can look at what we call quantitative and qualitative phytochemical screening. In our next class, we'll be trying to classify this phytochemical screening into quantitative and qualitative. Thank you.